Um, hey guys, this is Bazooka Tank's video of build guide for balista stuff. Good luck.
That's a lot of damage!
Thank you, MP. Very cool. But before I start the build guide, I also need to give credit to Mr. Eric Aiken. He made this build 5 years ago. Yeah, I love this guy's content. Check him out. He's a legend. So, this is deck stacking Series Balista build guide. I'm gonna go over all the key pieces of gear, all the key mechanics that you need to looking for. I also have a POB ready for leveling, mid-level gear, high budget gear. I'm gonna give some tips from crafting as well. And okay, let's start. How does this build do so much damage? First, we are building around this bow. This is of course you stack decks and you get tokens. I have 2.6k dexterity, so this gives me 20 tokens. And this here is 5% more damage per token that I have. And regen, it is very powerful. And this too is more damage per token. And of course all the other synergies with dexterity. The quiver giving flat damage, the increased damage from the masks, the chests, the masteries, and of course this is a build that uses barrage. And if you guys know barrage, you know that increasing projectiles is very strong. On this build is way stronger because you're adding one projectile per token. So if I have 20 tokens, you multiply the projectiles by 20. So yeah, this is a little bit stupid. This build was strong last league and the other leagues, but this leagues got buffed actually because of all the masteries, and also defensively buffed because now we have mage ban, and for one skill you reach 100% spell suppression, and it is not even close. As you can see here, I'm at like 80% overcapped. So yeah, it is insanely strong. The mandatory pieces of gear, of course, is the bow, the quiver, all the uniques. I still think this is mandatory, although the boots are quite bad, to be honest. And of course, here you go, this jewel right here. This jewel makes your tree. Every tree gonna be different depending on your jewel, because you can hit all good things all around the circle. And you're looking for, of course, percent dex and flat dex, and there are also a lot of other good things like attacks, crit chance, elemental damage, projectile damage, gain as extra code, and some other stuff. So if you have like dex here, percent dex here, like you go over those 4 points and you take over those 4 points. So yeah, there's a lot of customization that you can do on the tree depending on what you want to do with the build. For example, I wanted to hit 2.6k dex. You don't need 2.6k dex. I recommend at least 2.4k, like to for a goal, like not that you need 2.4k to feel good. Like as a goal, like aim for 2.4k. It is more than enough, honestly. And yeah, I could improve my build way more. Like I will show you how. For example, like I'm getting movement speed here because I don't feel like I need damage or survivability, so I'm gonna spend my extra points on like movement speed and whatnot. So yeah, let's move on to the path of building. Like I said, very important. Get your drill, see what kind of drill that you have. I divined my drill a lot of times and I got shit, to be honest. It is only a 10% here and here. I have like life and evasion also. Like it is quite bad, to be honest. You can do way better than that. And yeah, if you guys have like trouble making a tree for your jewel, feel free to ask me. I love helping people with it. But yeah, TLDR, your tree gonna look different than mine depending on what kind of jewel you have. And you can also put your jewel right here and use a thread of hope. Let me show like a thread of hope like this and get a lot of good stuff. And if you have like dexterity all over the place here. So yeah. I think the next priority is decent cluster jewel. Like code to core is 100% mandatory. It is a lot of damage, and because I'm not using code penetration on my setup, I think getting code penetration from Blanket of Snow is very nice. It's very strong. Same here, like I'm getting the exposure. I'm gonna go over it, but this is basically 80% penetration for 1 point. So yeah, very strong. The other gear, like the number 3 thing that you should focus on, it is the belt, because the base of the belt is very cheap. It was 1 exalt for eye level 73 plus. Also the rings unfortunately they got a little bit more expensive this past day, so I have options. You don't need percent dex implicits, you can go for just flat dex instead or some other combinations. And of course the gloves. The gloves is a little bit cancer to craft, so I recommend buying bases instead. Like for example, I have here this is excellent, to be honest. Like you don't need T1 flat, but getting nice resistances here is very good for crafting the other gears. So this one is pretty much excellent. Getting one of those. What is the like this ceiling for how much you want to spend? Like maybe 2x is fine. I don't know. I want, because crafting those gloves can be cancer. I would craft them with fossils, not with essences, like because you need resistances and the percent dex and the flat dex. So maybe 2x is enough for you, or maybe not. I wouldn't go over 2x, to be honest. But yeah, buy the gloves just with the suffix. Then you what I did is to suffix cannot be changed. Then you go for reforge life, and there you go. After that you craft the conversion, and then there you go. So as you can see, like I hit a shit life, but then again, I don't think I need to be more tanky than I am right now because of all the buffs to the tree. Like the mage band makes this build so much more tanky comparing to the past, that I don't think that I need more than 4k life. But then again, you do you. Whatever you want. Yeah. Then again, the enchants. The best enchants by far is the attack speed. Make sure to get the T1, of course, and the penetration. Like I said before, we don't use the penetration gem, so penetration is very powerful for us. The Dex enchant is also very good, and the enchant on the bow. The attack speed is actually not the best enchant on the bow. The best enchant on the bow is, at least for me, is the crit chance. As you can see, like 69 goes to 70 million. Also, this number right here is not 100% correct. Like, don't pay attention too much on this. Use this number as a comparison to you. How I know how much damage I'm doing is like, am I phasing Maven fast? Okay, that's enough, and there you go. So I don't really care much about this number. It's just a measure thing that I use. So yeah, my setups, I like using ensnaring arrow instead of frenzy because it takes time to stack the frenzy, and I'm doing so much damage that I literally don't have time to use frenzy. And not only that, like, a lot of people use frenzy with cast on critical strike to proc frost bomb. Frost bomb, in my opinion, is a little bit inconsistent, and also the cast on crit. I'm gonna show you the clip right here. I don't have time because I have so much damage to proc all those things. So the boss is up. The shock and the chill is up right now. I have the skitter bots with bonus chill. Bonus chill is very powerful. It gives a lot of damage to the build. And so this is gonna be always on the boss instantly. Like, boss is full health and the debuffs are there. So next frame, the boss is half HP. My curse did not proc yet. Also not Hydrosphere, and the boss is dead. So I don't have time to proc Frenzy or cast on crit, so for me it's completely irrelevant. But yeah, the setup is Assassin's Mark, Arcanist Brand and Hydrosphere. The Onslaught is nice for longer fights. On the longer fights, the Onslaught will proc. I will show you here. See, it's gonna proc soon, I think. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, it's the same concept of the frenzy. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's not. Like, I have it up here. I don't need it. You saw it. I don't need the onslaught to do damage. It's just a measuring thing. So yeah. How much this build cost me is around 40 to 45 exalts. That's including leveling in 5 ways, from level 91 to level 98. So yeah. How this build feels on mapping. I actually like mapping with this build a lot. And what I do is I have this flasks for mapping, and I only use ballistas. I just run around and all my flasks are automatic, so I don't need to care about anything. And of course I have different flask setup for bossing. And if you want, if you have it, you can actually use a headhunter for mapping. It's actually very nice. It feels very nice to use a headhunter with this build if you have it. So what else? Oh yeah, the leveling tree. I leveled this build from 0 to 69, 68 I think, with hollow palm technique. It's everything's here. Like, it is very easy to understand, very easy to follow. You just go for hollow palm right here, fast as you can. Then you beeline to this, then you unspec that and go over just the movement speed and whatever you want. It was like 3 hours to level this build, and I swapped to ballistas at level 78 or 79, I don't remember, and felt good. Felt very good to level with, to be honest. And that's pretty much it, I guess. Oh, I think I can show you what you can do to improve this build, because I honestly stopped improving the build because I felt like I do enough damage. I'm farming the content that I wanna farm, like very consistent. I doing carries. I'm doing boss carries. So yeah, I was planning to do crafting this an amulet like this with percent dex, percent attributes, and damage by dexterity, and of course like getting corruption on the chest. The corruption is very important because Caesar Ballista has breakpoints at level 22 that gives you +1 totem, so it is very powerful. So that's it. So that's the thing. And second thing is, of course, +1 arrow on your quiver. It is quite stupid. And if you can craft like better gloves, use bottle faith. Oh yeah, I'm not using bottle faith, guys. I'm using a diamond flask in here, and of course, bottle faith would be way more damage. But yeah, the bottle faith is expensive, and like I said, I don't need more damage. I don't think I need more damage. Like, if you want, you can. And of course, I'm using on my build this anoint because it's cheap. But the original idea is to use this setup here with double curse. So instead of using that one, use Whispers of Doom. It's gonna be more damage, always. But then again, I'm repeating myself. I don't think I need more damage. That's why I didn't do this. It's just like, and that's it. Okay, so what are the downsides of this build? So the first downside, I think, is how POB intensive this build is. Like, there's so many things that you can do, you can change. Every tree gonna be different. So yeah, maybe people don't like this that much for following a guide. For this build, like it is a little bit squishy on like the hard bosses, like Feared, for example. So if you don't have much experience in doing Feared, this might be a problem for you. Like, I can do it because I kill Feared like a lot of times. Same thing with Maven and Cyrus. Those are to be honest, there's only 3 bosses that you're gonna face some problems, maybe, if you're not experienced on killing those bosses. And this build is also point starved. Like, you need, in my opinion, like level 94 at least, maybe more, depending on your jewel, for it to, kick in. And yeah, if you don't like leveling, spending money on 5 ways, this could be like a no for you. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the downsides, because this is a build. Oh, I DC'd. This is a build focused on bossing and not mapping, but it feels, for me at least, it feels very nice for mapping, because it's a one button play style, and yeah, like, this is all I need, for to be honest. I just click my mouse and I click my ballista, and then there you go. it's not gonna compare to like a proper mapping build with like a headhunter or like a self-chill build, but for a boss killer, it maps quite nice, to be honest. And I'm gonna show you guys a Maven kill that I did with no flasks, and I feel very proud of the kill because it's also I skipped a Maven phase with no flasks. So yeah, thanks for watching this, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask on the comments or in game. My in-game name is Bazooka Tank Monkassir. Like, I love helping people. If you guys needs anything, any suggestions, like I probably missed a lot of things because you can do so much with the tree. Like if you feel like your totems are dying, you can pick iron woods because again it's very nice for tankiness. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Take
The prize piece comes to join. Cascade of pain.
Behold my collection.
I will have what I want. Death will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. That's why.
Resistance will be punished. Time contorts. Scurry, scurry. I must have time to gather.
Reputation is